an executive member of the Trinidad Tobago Bahamian Society. He's got a lot of training and education, too much to go into. I ask that you welcome to the podium Mr. Paul Thompson.
Good afternoon. We don't have much time because I'm usually a lengthy speaker. But I have enough time to tell you some things that you ought to know about. Recommendations that have been made to governments, not governments over the years, like many of us who served in the old days. We were trained by the British military, the police service, and that training kept passed down to us and our subordinates and so on. And what I'd like to say is that my training in the UK, in the USA, Canada, and Interpol in Paris gave me a very good opportunity to speak about crime prevention, and things of that nature. First of all, the Bahamas government and the people of the Bahamas provided me with the opportunities to learn and study the subject of crime. Our police force, I must say, I give them a plus for the work they're doing with regards to the major crimes. Because the percentages of detection, that is how you judge them. And judge them by the large number of people in the prisons, the large number of cases pending in the courts, which we don't seem able to get rid of. They've done a very good job. My problem with the police, I consider the work they have done excellent and remarkable. But the work not being done, and the commissioner knows this because I write him all the time, and talk to him all the time, are the minor offenses that people are getting away with. And that causes a deterioration as far as discipline is concerned and orderly in the community because of the things people are able to do and get away with. Some of those things, for example, liquor licenses, liquor license violations, which nobody really check on properly these days. Food vendors, and I'm worried about this one. Food vendors who do not go for the health checkups and present their health certificate. And a lot of them are around the schools. You have the whole thing is that the force under Mr. Barnaby started the zero tolerance effort, and they were doing well. But for some reason it discontinued after Mr. Barnaby left, and it's now down to naught because people seem to be minor offenses doing what they do. You see people riding bicycles against the flow of traffic on one-way streets, riding bicycles on the sidewalk, motorbikes without licenses, motorbikes being ridden without helmets. We have a law regarding the seatbelts that was passed but never enacted. And a lot of these accidents, if people had seatbelts, they may have lived. In Trinidad, while I'm on this point, in Trinidad they introduced the breathalyzer test in January 2009. The police told me when I was down there this year that by December 2009, accidents had gone down 35%. 35% less accidents because of that breathalyzer test. People didn't want to drink. So we have to do something, and those of you in the right places to talk about it. I am getting tired of talking about it. We need to get something done about the minor offenses. More work needs to be done with regards to discipline. We used to be a disciplined force, and some of you, were very few of you, remember when we stood upright, we saluted our superiors.
Right.
We came out of you had to come out the station with your cap or your helmet on, or you're in trouble. And you had to go to court. When you were summoned to court, you had to go.
Yes.
A lot of cases in the courts are being thrown out. Magistrate court to kill them because police officers paid to appear. So that is something, the discipline. And the only way that something could be done about discipline, and the senior people know about it, is if the middle management in the police service would do something about it. Things that happen at Central Station should not be happening. You see, discipline, enforcement, supervision, accountability, and transparency are the words that we put now for the middle management of the force to do something about it. I remember my days at the force when you were going out and you had to be neat and clean. You couldn't grow your hair too long, your beard had to be shaved, and they checked your shoes, checked your tunic, and everything. Nowadays, look at some of your police officers, how sloppy they look on the street. Anyway, we have to do something about that, and I am working personally in trying to get the Commissioner of Police and his executive team to work on these middle management people to do something about discipline. Now, we are having, for example, overflow of people in the prison. One of the recommendations made by Mr. Paul Thompson and I, and this is back in the 70s, was to get a maximum security prison off New Providence. We felt that keeping a lot of felons, recidivists, who didn't care, on our main tourist island was bad for the country, and we should do something. We felt that the prison there was better suited without the recidivists and the violent criminals. If we can train the people there, it will be more suited for that, and put our other people on the island. We recommended Inagua and Ragged Island as consideration. We recommended at that time, and this is 1970s, that we have a base at Inagua for defense force or whatever have you in Inagua, and for the interception of the illegal Haitian, and also to assist as a backup for the prison officers if we put the maximum security prison there. That was a recommendation. You never heard anything of it. One of the things we asked for, and all is on paper, we are having, I can't remember how many cars, but I know it's over 1,000 cars stolen a year. Cars are being stolen. They want what they call cloning now. That they repaint, they reupholster, they get forged papers, and they could sell the car. Many of the cars go to, they found 60 a couple of years ago in Andros, 60 stolen cars that were sold to people in Andros. Those people lost their money. They found cars at Abaco. Our inspection at road traffic, and those of you here know it, is not really an inspection. They don't really inspect the vehicle. You go there, they ask you to turn on your lights, turn on your signal lights, mash your brakes, and that's it. We would like to see what is being done in many other countries, in particular the United States, where the